Kansas for the third game of a 3-game tilt between the Kansas Jayhawks and Missouri Tigers. Mizzou took both of the doubleheader games yesterday, and here quickly underway in Game 3. It's a 1-1 count. I'm Trevor Butler, joined by nobody today, unfortunately. Just me here on Easter Sunday. A very happy Easter to all of you that celebrate. I know I did, as that's taken up high for ball number 2. And in being by myself, I've got to shoulder the scoreboard duty as well as running this whole broadcast. So it's going to be a busy day. I've got my hands full this afternoon. It's Danny Kolditz on the hill for Kansas as that slips through for ball 3. Kolditz on the hill for Kansas and leading off for Mizzou right now. Gotta get their lineup up now. A lot going on here. A very busy morning. So leading off is number 8, Mark Mason, who batted at the bottom of the order yesterday. 3-1 is tapped foul, and the count will go full. Just a minute shy of 11 a.m. here. We're going to play 9 innings here at Bettis Family Sports Complex in Topeka. Kansas still in search of win number 1. Missouri looking to cap off the sweep. Full count pitch from Kolditz is low, and Morris will walk to start us off. The wind not as bad today as it was yesterday. Still a very slight factor. The weather, though, not in the favor of anybody here. Runner goes, throw down is way wide, and he'll swipe second. Now, as we said, the weather certainly not in our favor right now. There's a lot of rain on the horizon, so we will see if that will hold off as the count moves to 0-2. We'll see if we can stay clear. Runner goes again, popped up on the infield. Trouble for Mason. It's caught by the shortstop, but the tag not applied in time. 1 away, though. This Missouri team that took both games yesterday, looking to cap off what would be a very dominant sweep of the Kansas Jayhawks today. Kansas just trying to salvage something and find their first win of the season, as Michael Lynch will step in with 1 down. Kolditz steps off for a moment, checks the runner back in second. Kansas wearing the all-white today with the blue hats, as opposed to the baby blues yesterday. Mizzou in yellow, as that's driven out toward left field, but it'll be popped up on the infield and caught. There's 2 down. Kansas trying to navigate the leadoff walk as Kyle Walker will step in. Walker pitched yesterday. I'm sorry, it's not Kyle Walker. This is Jake Walker. I don't know how I got that name that wrong. My apologies. Walker pitched yesterday. Had a dominant first outing, only allowed 1 run over the complete 7 innings of work. That's taken up high for ball 1. Notched a hit in game 2. As that's left for a ball. I'm enjoying some cinnamon sugar sunflower seeds today. Here during game number 3. No throw down to third, and it's a 3-0 count now. Walker looking to, well, take a walk. We were supposed to have Tyler Bermundo alongside me today, but the weather was a little discouraging for the everyday Kansas baseball broadcaster, as that's taken for a strike. He will be here next Sunday, though, for Game 3 between Kansas and Nebraska. We're in a hitter's count here, 3-1. Swings through, strike 2. Kolditz trying to work his way back into the at-bat. Called on the corner, strike 3. Danny Kolditz works around a leadoff walk and gets out of the frame. 0-0. We head to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first, getting ready to get underway here for Kansas. That's going to be Jackson Pollock that leads us off, and I'm going to shift the camera a little bit, that way you guys can see the whole infield. Working on that real quick. There we go. First pitch to Pollock is low in the dirt for ball 1. One of the bright spots in this Kansas lineup is Jackson Pollock, who notched a healthy handful of hits yesterday. A lot of H's there, sorry about that. As he drives this one out towards center field, camped under it, and there's one down. I don't have the Missouri lineup in front of me, unfortunately, so I don't really know who's playing where for Missoula. Look at the batting lineup for Kansas. Pollock leading the way, Shayton Wright batting second as he steps to the dish right now. Ben McDonald hitting third, Kyle Davis fourth, Jacob Bittner in fifth, Aiden Day batting sixth, seventh is Keelan Tunnel, eighth is Sean Budin, and Levi Sfeet rounds out the lineup as that's taken for ball number 1. Sfeet once again wearing the number 27. He borrowed my jersey. Still does not have the white jersey. As Wright takes that one outside for ball 2. It's been a long, winding road down Struggle Street for the Kansas Jayhawks so far this year. Still looking for win number 1. It's taken for strike 1. And today is as good a day as ever for this Kansas team to try and pick up their first victory of the season. 2-1 is chopped back over to the mound, flipped to first, and Wright grounds out. There's 2 away here in the bottom. Missouri looking to match the scoreless frame that Danny Kolditz spun. On the mound for Missouri, wearing number 22 is Jack Noonan, and he's quickly got 2 outs. You can still hear the wind blowing a little bit. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and McDonald will leave that inside for ball 1. McDonald, one of those guys that had a spectacular fall season, played very well in Louisiana, drove in quite a few runs, but like much of this Kansas lineup, just hasn't been able to find a rhythm here in the spring as he takes it inside for ball 2. The tough thing about doing these games by myself is I kind of just gotta ramble a little bit, gotta fill some time, as that's left outside, and you have to assume it's an auto take here for Ben McDonald at 3-0. Looking to become the first Kansas base runner today. do just that, a 4-pitch walk. And Ben McDonald is aboard here with 2 away in the first. So Kyle Davis now with a chance to step in and get to work. The clouds overhead are very dark, very gray. Hoping that the weather holds off on us and we don't get rained on here. It's a half turf, half grass field here at the Bettis Family Sports Complex. Very loud backfire from a truck on the road out in right center field as Davis takes that for a ball. But half grass, half turf. It's a grass outfield, turf infield, so Davis chops it foul. So if it rains, it's not too bad. I think everybody's just hoping it doesn't, though, because that just wouldn't be a pleasant experience for anybody at this ball game. Noonan looks over towards first, checks the runner, now kicks and fires. Checked swing, and they're going to say he did not go around, so Kyle Davis jumps ahead 2-1 here. Davis missed the fall season with a leg injury, back in the lineup now. 2-1 is left high, 3-1, and it's a hitter's count to Kyle Davis, who will look to work his way aboard. 400 to center, 330 down the left field line, 320 down right field. Driven backward, and it'll find its way out of play and onto an adjacent field. Count goes full, 3-2 here to Davis. With 2 outs, Noonan looking to escape the first inning with only the 1 walk allowed. Briefly checks the runner at first. The payoff pitch is driven through the gap. A base hit single for Kyle Davis. And Kansas has 2 men aboard here with 2 away. He just sent it through that 6-5 hole. It was an athletic play by the third baseman over there to lay out for it. Just couldn't make the play, and now Jacob Bittner will step up with a runner sitting on second. Had a brief chat with Jacob's dad before the game. He thanked me for broadcasting these games. I told him it's a pleasure. It's a lot of fun. It's something I really do love doing. As he steps in and leaves that outside for ball number 1. Kansas struck first in Game 2 yesterday. They were able to load the bases with no outs and drive home a couple of runs. Obviously, the Missouri offense kicked into high gears. Noonan briefly checks the runner at second, now goes home. And Bittner will wear it. Takes it off the small of the back. And for the second day in a row, the bases are loaded here for Kansas in the bottom of the first. This time, it's Aiden Day stepping in with an opportunity to provide the Jayhawks an early lead. Day with the towel in the back pocket, trying to stave off some of the moisture. Swings at the first pitch he sees, chops it over toward third. Forced play at first. Throw is in time, and Noonan escapes a bases-loaded jam. Kansas strands him juiced as we head to the top of the second. Still zeros on the scoreboard. here in the top of the second. Missouri digging back in after both teams were shut out in the first inning. Stepping up to lead us off here in the second, donning the number 55, it's Benji Kotzen. A friend of Tyler Bermundo's, he told us yesterday, as that just misses outside for ball one. Definitely chilly here on a cloudy Sunday. It's technically still morning. It's 11:14 a.m. at the moment, but a cloudy Sunday morning here in Topeka. Had my jersey on, but Levi needed to borrow it, so I'm just rocking the sweatshirt. Did not wear a t-shirt under the sweatshirt as that just sails over the head of Kotzen. Buzzed the tower a little bit, did Danny Kolditz, but no harm, no foul. Yeah, so definitely chilly here on a Sunday afternoon. 2-0 is poked out toward right field. It's gonna sit down, foul. Just hooking foul at the very last second. It looked like it would land on the line, but just a little to the right. Looks like the wind could have grabbed it right at the last second, so the count moves to 2-1, and it's new life for Danny Kolditz. Looking to work his way back into this at-bat after falling behind early. Kicks, fires, grounded over toward third, skips away. Day makes a throw, but it's late. And on the bobble from Aiden Day, Benji Kotzen gets aboard to lead us off here in the second. Mike Siska stepping in now, looking to move the runner around. Second inning in a row where the leadoff man has reached for Missouri. He'll tuck and go. Bittner, I'm sorry, that's not Bittner. That is Sean Booten behind the plate, allowing the stolen base on the called strike one. So again, for the second inning in a row, Mizzou gets the leadoff man aboard and sends him down to second on a steal. Kolditz catches the corner with it. And Siska is behind 0-2 in the count now. Kolditz looking for the strikeout. Will not get it as that's left outside, and defensive indifference will send Kotzen to third with nobody away. So a big spot here for Mike Siska. An opportunity to drive in a run and put Missouri on the board first. 1-2 popped up, hooking out of play. And it came back in. Day just couldn't make the grab. It looked like it was going to go out of play. It just kind of stalled out up in the air. The Missouri dugout was ducking for cover a little bit, and it just bounced a little behind Aiden Day over at third. We'll try it again with the 1-2, and once again it's new life for Danny Kolditz. I guess in theory this would be new life for Siska. As he peppers that one out toward left field, it's going to drop in, and Kotzen will score with ease. Missouri striking first here on Sunday. It's 1-0 Tigers. An RBI single for Mike Siska. Didn't see him there for a second, standing behind Davis over at first. Thought something might have happened, but nah, he's A-OK standing on first, and that'll open the door for Trevor Milka, who played very well in his 2 games yesterday, and will look to continue his big weekend. Kolditz thought about going back to first. He induces a headfirst slide from Siska, but nothing more. No throw. First pitch to Milka just gets over Day's head. It'll sit down into left field. And it's 2 aboard here with only 1 gone. Or with none gone, my apologies. Colin Warner will step in now. Made some web gem plays over at second yesterday to steal some base hits. Plays with the untucked jersey. We see it right there. And the umpire told him to tuck it in as best as he can. He prefers that untucked style, it seems. He was playing with it untucked yesterday. First pitch from Kolditz. In there for strike one. Bit of a jam here for Danny Kolditz as he falls behind early. Now looking to work his way out of it as the wind continues to funnel its way into the press box that's swung through for strike number two. Open air press booth here in Topeka. I've got a tin roof over my head, some tin walling behind me, but everything else is wide open. It lets the wind blow on in and keeps me nice and cool. Called strike three, and Kolditz gets one back. Both runners move up 90 feet, defensive indifference. But there's finally one away here in the top of the second. Kellen Butler will step in now. The man sitting on second sharing my first name, the man sitting at the plate sharing my last name. That's interesting as it's swung through for strike one. The bottom of the order for Missouri here is Butler, as Morris sits on deck after leading things off. Or I'm sorry, Mason. I'm off today. I can't lie. 0-1 is poked foul, and Kolditz will look for the strikeout here. Mark Mason, the man sitting on deck. Kolditz looking for the 0-2 punch out. Stays outside, breaking ball never broke, and it's 1-2. For anyone tuned in, I sincerely hope the weather where you are is much better than it is here. 1-2 chopped to the screen, as it is just cold, dreary, blustery. Those are all words you could use. Again, chopped foul, so Butler doing a good job of staying alive here, working up Kolditz's pitch count. Kolditz shakes off Budin, steps off. Inducing a clap from the Missouri third baseman. This Tigers team adamant about controlling the box and kind of controlling the tempo of the game as the 1-2 stays outside. And it's 2-2. Kolditz going back to work now. Called strike three, he gets another. Danny Kolditz strikes Butler out looking, and there's two down here in the top of the second as Mark Mason will step back in, and now Budin takes a walk out to the plate. Two down here in the top of the second. Missouri has scored one. They'll look to tack on a couple more as the top of the order comes back to bat. Kansas dugout virtually empty. Nobody showing up today. I believe it might just be Max Rosencrantz in there. Maybe one other guy. As that swung through for strike one. Ben McDonald in there as well, the designated hitter, but of the 11 or 10 guys here today, it's all hands on deck here for the Jayhawks as that's popped foul, and Mason will now have to defend here in a 0-2 count. Kolditz looking to escape the inning rather unscathed after allowing a run with nobody out. Oh, 2 on the way. And he'll do just that. Danny Kolditz falling behind, but striking out the side after allowing 3 base runners. Bottom of the second we go. Mizzou leads at 1-0. Kansas was unable to push anything across in the first, but Keelan Tunnel will step in with an opportunity to start things off here for the Jayhawks in inning number 2. I'm Trevor Butler here on the KU Club Baseball YouTube channel as the Jayhawks trail this one 1-0. Noonan's first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. This Jayhawk team has just struggled out of the gates, unable to get any momentum, as that's foul, just foul. It looks like it could have bounced over the bag, but hooking just foul at the last second, and count will go even 1-1. Even count, as that's left down low for ball number 2. Mizzou still leading the way as Tunnel chops that one over towards second. It's gobbled up and fired to first, and there's one away. So Sean Bouden, the man behind the plate, will step in now. Looking to get something going for Kansas. First pitch he sees, he drives toward right field. That's going to get over his head. All the way to the wall. Nearly goes Sean Bouden. And he'll trot into second. A stand-up double for the catcher. Kansas gets in business here in the bottom of the second. And now Levi Sweet will have an opportunity to get the Jayhawks off the deck and even this ball game. First pitch he saw, a little inside, nearly ran it on the hands. Bouden just turns on it and crushes it out toward right field. It's not going to roll very much today because the grass is very damp. But he slams it out toward right field. Called strike 1 to Sweet. Wearing that number 27 just like he did last weekend. Of course, that is the Trevor Butler jersey, the one I usually don. Grew up wearing number 27 when I played baseball and was lucky enough to keep that number here. As Sweet crushes that one toward right. Everybody's going to hold up. Bouden goes to third. It's runners on the corners here with one away. So Jackson Pollock, who's been consistent at the plate all weekend now with an opportunity to even this game at 1. Max Rosencrans comes jogging out to be the third base coach as Kansas puts a man 90 feet away here. And we've got time called as Noonan's catcher will head out to have a chat. Infield all coming in to talk to him, reassure him as Jackson Pollock has a chat with the umpire, wearing the bright pink leg guard once again today. Dealing with some nagging injuries in both feet. But he's got an opportunity to swing a big stick here and even this game. Noonan comes set. Kicks and fires. First pitch swinging, driven out toward right field. That's going to sit down and that's going to bounce off the wall. 1 run scores with ease. Green light on for Sweet. Relay throw to the plate is not in time. Jackson Pollock, a stand-up triple. Hip thrusting towards the Kansas dugout. And a bases clearing triple for the leadoff man. Gives the Jayhawks a 2-1 lead. He came out with an attacking mindset, swung at the first pitch he saw, and just crushed it out toward right field. A little warmer of a day, it could have been gone, but it sits down and bounces off the wall, and that's a brick wall out in right field. So anything that hits it with some good pace is gonna ricochet. As Shayton Wright joins the hit party, he'll single one up the middle, and it's 3-1 Jayhawks. And now that'll prompt a visit from someone from the Missouri dugout. Nobody up and throwing quite yet in the Tiger bullpen. But Kansas has gotten to Noonan here in the bottom of the second for 3 runs. This short-handed Kansas lineup trying to inflict some damage here on a Sunday, and thus far they've done just that. Ben McDonald now will step in with a runner on first. Nobody in scoring position just yet. We'll see if the third base coach, Max Rosencrantz, tries to get Wright to swipe second. Noonan goes home with it, and it runs inside for ball number 1 to start the at-bat. Eventful day thus far here in the second inning, as that's left outside and it's 2-0. We'll take a quick look at the weather while we sit here. As McDonald swings at that one on the hands, popped up toward right field and caught. There's 2 away. Weather doesn't look too awesome. I'm taking a look at the radar. We've got quite a big cell of rain moving over Wichita right now, but heading straight for Topeka. That should hit us here in a little bit. As of now, that's what it looks like. This is the amateur weather section of the ball game, as that runs inside on Davis for ball 1. Hey, you never know. If this broadcasting thing doesn't work out, maybe I could become an amateur weatherman. So we'll see how that changes things once the rain starts falling, as Davis swings through that for strike 1. Rained a little bit when we were back in Louisiana right before the, I believe it was called the Swing It Challenge is what they called it at Wood Wars. Rained a little as Wright's going to tuck and go. Throw down, not in time, head first slide from Shayton Wright, and he swipes second on the ball. Started raining a little bit. Luckily, I had my jersey on me at that point, so I just covered the camera with that. I do not have my jersey right now, so I do not know if I want to take my sweatshirt off and go tarps off here in the press box, especially on a cold day like today, as Davis is going to poke this over the head of the second baseman. Wright's going to jog on home, and it's 4-1 Kansas. The hits just keep on coming here for the Jayhawks. As Jacob Bittner, who wore a pitch off the back in the first inning, steps back in with an opportunity to prolong this inning. Already 2 down, though, in a 4-1 ball game. Bittner swings at the first pitch he sees, a little under it for strike number 1. Leaves that in the dirt, and the count goes even. Looking to negotiate his way out of the inning is Noonan, as Missouri has fallen victim to what has plagued Kansas for much of this year, the big inning. As Bittner pokes it foul, and he's down to his final strike of the frame. Only difference here is that Kansas's big inning has come rather organically, just base hit after base hit. This Kansas team has found a way to get aboard. When the Jayhawks are the one on the surrendering end of a big inning, it often seems like it's walks and errors, as that's popped up on the infield. Can't see it, but he makes the grab. Kansas plates 4, though, as we head to the top of the third. A 4-1 Jayhawk lead. Top of the third on tap after Kansas exploded offensively for 4 runs in the bottom of the second. Danny Kolditz back out to try and preserve that lead here for Kansas in the third. On a gusty, windy day here in Topeka. Kolditz catches the corner there. Jumps ahead 0-1 in the count. Kicks, fires, and it runs inside. He had to duck out of the way a little bit. Missouri has already clinched this border war series, as that also runs inside. Kansas out here playing for pride, but also trying to pick up its first win of the season. Called on the corner, and we're even 2-2. Even at 2 here, and it's going to be pushed foul, so we'll go again. Kolditz struck out all three outs in the second inning came via the strikeout for Danny Kolditz, looking to make it a 4th here in the top of the third. Chopped, foul. Day flips it up and tosses it back on over to Kolditz. A little dribbler down that left field line. And it's interesting, I'm doing this game by myself today, and I was thinking about it. It's just, I've gotten used with having Mason here usually, and then doing some Kansas baseball with Tyler. You get used to having somebody with you, as that's chopped over towards short. Tough play, but the throw's in time. First batter of the frame is retired. But no, you get used to having somebody with you, and it feels a little easier because you're kind of almost making conversation. It's very just not casual because it's a very professional setting, at least when I work with athletics. Obviously here, not so much. We have a good time on these broadcasts. We sure do. But you get used to having some company up here in the booth. It can get a little lonely. But, this is what I did for much of the fall, so it's not too foreign of a concept, as that's taken low for ball number 1. Colditz going back to work, as that's taken high, and quickly Lynch is ahead 2-0 in the count. Nothing in the way of flags or anything, so I'd love to be able to tell you which way the wind is blowing, as that's called for strike 1. Couldn't tell you if it's blowing in or out. All I can tell you is it is cold. I've got the weather radar up on my phone, kind of watching and waiting, see if this expected rain breaks up, as Day's going to have a tough throw, but it's in time. Aiden Day makes the throw across the diamond, uncorking one right there for the second out of the inning. An excellent throw from Aiden Day, who had to fire that one from deep in the hole over at third, nearly standing on the bag. And it's 2 down here. First pitch swinging is sent out to center field, and Pollock is there. Colditz works a shutout inning. We go to the bottom of the third, 4-1 Jayhawks. So a new pitcher into the ball game here for Missouri. It's number 33, Declan McGrath. An Aiden Day will be the first man to see him. As I'm moonlighting as an amateur weatherman still. Waiting to see if this rain's going to roll in. It only looks like a small band for now, but you never know how things change and develop here in the Midwest. You know, anybody from the Midwest can tell you it's lovely and unpredictable, the weather out here. McGrath going to work, and he'll spike that one in the dirt for ball 1 to start things off to Aiden Day. Kansas looking to add on to their already 4-1 lead. As that stays low, ball 2. Day quickly ahead 2-0 in the count. Back 2 at the 2-0. Swung through strike 1. Out in front of it, and he's laughing because he was way out in front of that one. Kansas dugout telling him to be smart. Day, an excellent play over at third in the top of the frame. As that runs inside for ball 3, and it's a hitter's count. 3-1, and the green light is on here for Day. Who peppers one out towards center field, but it's caught, and there's one down. So Keelan Tunnel, who opened the last inning and helped get Kansas on the board, will come back to it here in the third with an opportunity to start adding some runs on. First pitch to him is grounded over toward third, and the play is made with ease. Two down now for Sean Buden, who doubled into deep right field last time. A lefty-righty advantage for the catcher, as McGrath searches for the punch-out, or searches to get out of the inning unscathed. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Buden back to work. As McGrath leaves that outside for ball 2. 2 quick outs for the righty Declan McGrath, looking to put a 0 on the board and keep Missouri in striking distance, as that's outside for ball 3. And as I've said so many times, you have to assume this could be an auto take on for Sean Buden. He leaves it low, ball 4, and he'll take a walk. Accidentally put down that was ball 5. Accidentally double-clicked the button to add a ball to the count. So Levi's feet will step in here. An RBI on the day, honoring the number 27. Big shoes to fill for the 9-hole hitter as he takes that one in the dirt for ball 1. Playing the full 9 today here in Topeka after 2 7-inning games yesterday. We'll play that, and then everybody will head home and begin a new week of class, as that's taken for strike 1. I know me personally, I'll be heading home, picking up some food somewhere on campus. Got to use those dining dollars, and then I will be watching the NBA playoffs, as that's taken in the dirt for ball 2. My Houston Rockets opening their series against Golden State tonight. We talked hockey on the broadcast yesterday, and the St. Louis Blues kind of bottled game 1 in Winnipeg. That was upsetting, as that's taken outside for ball 3. His feet with a hitter's count to him now. Green light on. But he's got to be a little selective here with 2 outs. Leaves it outside, ball 4. And it's back-to-back 2-out walks here as the top of the order comes back up with Jackson Pollock. Pollock notching RBIs last time up, and McGrath will have a chat with his catcher here with 2 down as Pollock looks to continue inflicting damage here for the Kansas Jayhawks. A very good ball player, Jackson Pollock. There's a reason he leads off this lineup. Leaves it in the dirt for ball 1, and you hear the Kansas dugout saying no and discouraging both Budin and Sveit from trying to dig for second or third. Again, down low, ball 2. Pollock, the kind of guy who just wants to get aboard by any means necessary. So we'll see if he works a walk here. Called, strike 1. And McGrath will get 1 back here. Two and 1, tagged back up the middle. Corralled at second, he misplayed it. Pollock is going to be safe. He couldn't get the flip to second. He'll reach on error, and it's going to be bases loaded with 2 down for Shayton Wright, the president of club baseball, running for re-election. And he's going to look to pick up a few votes right here by driving in a few runs. First pitch from McGrath is spiked in the dirt. Everybody holds. McGrath struggling with that command. He's fallen behind early in every at-bat thus far. The 1-0 here. Again down low, and it's 2. Called, strike 1. Wright opting to wait to see a pitch he likes here. Inside, and it's a hitter's count to the righty. 3-1 to Shayton Wright. Mizzou looking to escape this inning unscathed. Kansas looking to continue inflicting pain. 3-1 is chopped over towards short. Throws on to first. A good pick, and Missouri gets out of it. Kansas strands them loaded as we head to the 4th. 4-1 your score. Back to it here in the fourth. Missouri still looking for an answer after falling behind in the second. Danny Kolditz going back to work. First pitch to Kotzen is in the dirt for ball one. As he leaves that outside. I don't have Mason to my left to talk about the issue with allowing too many free passes, but Kolditz is going to look to avoid doing so as that's popped up shallow on the infield and caught. There's one away. Shayton Wright thought about it, but he got called off. One down here in the fourth. Called on the corner for strike number one. As that's left low and the count will go even 1-1. Rain looks like it's starting to break up a little bit. Great news for everybody. That's kind of a maybe again. I'm only an amateur weatherman. As that's left outside, just missed on the corner. Two and one, fanned at for strike number two. And Danny Kolditz will look to nab a punch out here. Just runs inside and the count goes full. Looks like it might have missed just a little high. Kolditz back to work. Lined sharply over towards short. Flip onto first and there's two down. Kolditz looking for a 1-2-3 inning now. Trevor Milka will step back in, looking to pick up a base hit or just get aboard and prolong this inning. As that bounces in the dirt for ball one. Grounded back up the middle. Can't make the play, and Milka's aboard with two down. A two-out base hit single, and Missouri gets in business here, trailing by 3. Runner goes, and it's just going to be defensive indifference on the ball. So he'll go back to it. A runner sitting on second now. Time called. And Budin will take a walk out to the mound and have a chat with Kolditz. 2 down here in the top of the fourth, just reassuring him and helping him get out of the inning. Some activity in the Missouri bullpen as of now. Nothing for Kansas. Colditz going back to work behind the count 1-0. Called on the corner, and we go even 1-1. Even count 1-1 here. Colditz searching to get out of the inning. Runner tucks and goes, no throw. Kansas just not bothering with the runners on base, especially here with 2 outs. No reason to concern yourself with it. Look ahead, 2-1 in the count. Or I'm sorry, this is Warner. He chops it over toward Day at third. Fires across the diamond and makes the play. Mizzou strands a runner. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-1 Kansas, your score still. So back to work here in the bottom of the 4th. Kansas searching for some comfort, some insurance. Up 4-1. Ben McDonald steps in and goes to work. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Just got a notification that my favorite soccer team took the lead, so spirits are high here in the broadcast booth, as cold as it might be. That skips away from the catcher and rolls nearly to the backstop for ball 1. Left outside, and McDonald jumps ahead. Just past noon now. As he slipped and fell, did McDonald, as he fouls that one back. A real hardy cut. Someone in the Missouri dugout yells, "Get down, Mr. President." That's good. That's awesome. Rain inching ever closer. This has been the weather report. Called. Strike 3 on the corner. McDonald watches it, and there's one down. So Kyle Davis, who drove in some runs last time up, shot one out to right field, and it skipped off that brick wall. Will now look to get something started here in inning number 4. Swings on the first pitch he sees and lines it out to center field. First pitch swinging, and Kyle Davis is aboard with a single. So Jacob Bittner stepping back in, wore one off the back his first time up, and we'll look to notch a base hit here. McGrath kicks and fires. First pitch swinging, sent out toward left field, and an excellent grab out there. The Missouri defense for much of this weekend has made some excellent plays to take away base hits. It was Colin Warner at second yesterday who took away 3, maybe 4, and the outfield has been doing its job for the Tigers as well. So Aiden Day will step back in now with 2 down. McGrath looking to spin a second scoreless frame. As he gets the first pitch called, strike 1 on the corner. McGrath back to work ahead 0-1. Day pops it up on the infield, shallow center field. It settles down and the side is retired. So Kansas strands a man here in the 4th. We go to inning number 5, still 4-1. Fifth inning about to get underway. Missouri still searching for answers as Kansas has held him at bay for much of this afternoon thus far. Back to work for Danny Kolditz. As he gets one called on the corner for strike 1 to open things up here. Bunt laid down, but it goes foul. An interesting choice. A very last-second bunt attempt from Butler there. Behind 0-2 in the count now. Kolditz looking to open things up with a punch-out. Fouled off, and Butler will stay alive as that's sent onto an adjacent field. Back to work goes the righty. And again, chopped foul. So Butler looking to work out of an 0-2 hole. Grounds one over towards short. Relatively easy play, and it's made. There's one down. So the top of the order back up here with Mark Mason. His third trip to the dish. Bunt tried to attempt the bunt, but it runs in and catches Mason, and with one out, there's a man aboard. So leadoff man wears one here with one down. Kansas will look to turn a double play here. Pickoff attempts, and Mason trots on back, standing up. And Booten just opts not to throw. You're not going to see, likely won't see any throws down. Missouri essentially free to run as they please on the base paths. Mason will go again. This time, throw down, sails past Day. And Mason will score from second. Missouri gets one back. It's 4-2 here in the top of the fifth. Ran a little past the outstretched glove of Aiden Day, and it allowed Mason to turn and go for home, of which he jogs and does with ease. 2-0 from Colditz runs just a little inside. It's 3-0. Takes ball 4 and walks aboard here with one away. So the tying run coming to the plate here with one down here in the top of the fifth. Colditz looking to work his way out of this inning. Runner goes. Booten just leaves it where it is. Taken up high for ball number 1. Runner goes again as that one stays outside. It's 2-0. Colditz needing to throw some strikes here because this Missouri lineup is going to run, but now stuck at third. He's going to have to issue a pitch to hit. Runs up and in. Booten's going to get the tag down. Aggressive base running, and Sean Booten puts his body on the line to make the play. It's 2 down here in the top of the fifth. Booten corralled it and laid out to make the tag. So here in a 3-0 count, Colditz looking to avoid issuing a walk, and he'll fire a strike in to get one back. The 3-1 is fouled back, and the count goes full 3-2. Payoff pitch incoming from Kolditz. Grounded back up the middle. Athletic play. And Davis corrals it. Missouri gets one back, but we head to the bottom of the 5th. Kansas still with a 2-run lead. It's 4-2. So back to work here in the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Keelan Tunnel stepping in to lead things off for Kansas. A 4-2 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kansas looking to preserve said lead and expand on it a little bit. Missouri able to get one back in the top of the frame. First pitch called on the corner for strike 1. Tunnel wears it off the foot, and he'll get aboard. So both teams have plunked a few batters here in this Sunday edition of the Border War. And that'll bring Sean Buden back to the plate. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Kansas. Buden swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it up on the infield. Tough play, lost it in the clouds, but it's caught. So the 9-hole hitter, Levi's Feet, will enter the ball game now. First pitch incoming from McGrath is swung on and belted toward right field. Could be a bit of a tough play. An excellent grab ranging over. And there's 2 down. It's a tough play, but he hauls it in. His feet put bat on ball. Connected pretty well. A few more feet and it would have been enough to likely score a run because that would have gone all the way to the wall. So Jackson Pollock stepping in now, looking to prolong this inning. First pitch runs inside, Tunnel takes off, and he'll mosey on down to second. Pollock pops one up on the infield and caught. Kansas held scoreless, a third shutout frame from McGrath, and we head to the sixth. Advantage KU, 4-2 your score. So it's going to be inning number 6 of work for the St. Louis native, Danny Kolditz, who will continue to look to stave off the Missouri offense. Jake Walker will step in to start things off. The first pitch from Kolditz is sent to shallow center field. Pollock and Sweet converging on it, and it's dropped. Walker stays at first. Miscommunication between Pollock and Sweet. And Jake Walker, a little bit of luck right there as he gets aboard to start things off in the 6th. So the tying run coming back to the plate now for Missouri. And you have to assume it's going to be on the move for Walker. He'll tuck and go, and Budin just struggling with that throw as that's taken inside for ball 1. Tucks and goes again, no throw, and it's a 2-0 count. So Kolditz behind 2-0 in the count. That runs inside, and it's 3. Called strike one. Chopped foul, and the count goes full. Colditz trying to work his way back into this one. So a full count offering on the way from Colditz. Skips in the dirt, ball 4. And it's going to be runners on the corners with nobody away. Runner will go as expected, taken for strike number 1. Check swing, called strike 2. So Colditz jumping ahead 0-2, looking for the first out of the inning here in the 6th. Just inside, ball 1. Close pitch, but it goes the way of the hitter. Again, runs inside. A good block there from Budin. The count goes even. So in a 2-2 count, Colditz trying not to surrender anything else. Outside, count goes full. Full count pitch. Ball 4, and he walks him loaded. Bases loaded for Trevor Milka now with an opportunity to give Missouri the advantage. Rosencrantz will walk out and have a chat with Colditz. Talking it over out there as Colditz in a bit of a jam here. Bases loaded, nobody down here in the 6th. A 4-2 Kansas lead. But Missouri with an opportunity to turn this game on its head. First pitch to Milka. Called strike 1. Colditz needing to work out of a jam here. Fouled back, strike 2. Now an opportunity to nab a punch out here from Danny Colditz. Looking to do just that. Called on the corner, strike 3, and he gets one back. Just caught the inside part of the plate. And there's one down here in the 6th. Swung through, strike one. Warner stepping in, had some crucial defensive plays yesterday, looking for a crucial opportunity at the plate here today. Called on the corner, strike two. Kolditz looks for the sign now. Comes set with it. The 0-2 offering. Runs inside, ball one. One, two. A little high, and they'll choose not to test Budin this time. Everybody stays put, and the count moves to 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way from Kolditz. Up high, count full. 3-2 to Warner with nowhere to put him now. Looking to pull this game within run. The tying run sits on second, the go-ahead run on first here in the top of the 6th. Rain's starting to fall. As this is chopped over toward third, they go home with it and get the second out. Everybody else is safe. But there's two down here in the 6th. Aiden Day with a heads-up chance to go home and get the force. So the rain is starting to roll in here in Topeka. I'm noticing there are some holes in the roof of this press box. That is not good. First pitch from Kolditz. A little outside, ball one. Danny Kolditz looking to escape quite the pickle. Left it for ball two. And Budin taking a walk out to chat with his pitcher here. Outside 3-0. And now Kolditz really going to have to work from behind here. Facing the 9-hole hitter in this Missouri lineup. 3-0 on the way. Ball four, and it'll score a run. Mizzou continues to chip into this Kansas lead. It's 4-3 now, and the bases are still loaded for the top of the order and Mark Mason. Righty-lefty advantage for Mason as that's outside for ball one. Called strike one as the wind is now blowing raindrops into my booth. That's truly an unfortunate situation to be a part of. Chopped foul, and Mason's down to his final strike. One and two on the way from Colditz. Chopped over towards second. Sliding stop right. It skips away from him. One run will score and everybody holds up. Nearly an excellent sliding stop from Shayton right, but he can't make the play. Everybody moves up 90 feet and we're tied here in the sixth. Runs inside, Buzz the Tower, ball one. That's going to catch him. Everybody moves up 90 feet once again, and for the first time since the second inning, Missouri has the lead here in Topeka. And that might be all for Danny Colditz. Rosencrantz walking on out as the rain continues to pour. And it's day done for the big righty, so we'll take a break. Missouri storming all the way back to take a 5-4 lead. So it's Keelan Tunnel taking the mound for Kansas here as the wind and the holes in the roof are blowing a ton of rain here into the booth. Tunnel's first pitch is in there for strike one. Looking to get out of this inning after Missouri has rallied all the way back to take the lead. Oh, 1 here is going to hit him as well. The line keeps on moving for Missouri, and it's 6-4. A 4 spot here in the 6th. And even with 2 outs, still an opportunity to keep moving things along as Jake Walker will step in. First pitch from Tunnel. Called, strike 1. Tunnel, the 0-1. Skips in the dirt. They're going to wave him home. Flip is not in time. It skips away from Tunnel. Here we go again. This time, he makes the tag. Another run scores, and it's 7-4. But Kansas finally gets out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Jayhawks having to play from behind. So Kansas having to work their way back in it. It's going to be Shayton Wright leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Another inning of work from McGrath, looking for a 4th shutout frame in the dirt ball 2. McGrath currently in line for the win here, but obviously still 3 innings to play once this one is done and dusted. As that's going to be off the back. Shayton Wright wearing one to lead things off. And we'll see if that sets the tone for a potential counter rally for the Jayhawks. So the rain has passed for the time being, luckily. First pitch to McDonald in the dirt, ball 1. Pick move back toward first is going to skip off of right. So after getting beaned at the dish, he wears one on the throw back. Just an unfortunate set of circumstances for Shayton Wright. 1-0 skips in the dirt, ball 2. Outside 3-0, and McDonald looking to follow up the hit by pitch with a walk. Called, strike 1. Green light on now for McDonald. We know he's got some pop in that bat. We'll see if he connects on one. He does just that and shoots it out toward left field. Right will hold at second. A 3-1 base knock from Ben McDonald, and there's 2 aboard with nobody down. And they'll come out and have a chat with McGrath here. He's found himself in some hot water multiple times today, but he's found a way out of it each and every time. But it looks like this will be day done for him, so we'll take a break while a new pitcher warms up for Missouri. 7-4 Tigers, bottom 6. Back here with a new pitcher on the mound for Missouri. Kansas looking to prolong this inning a little more. First pitch swinging from Davis is ripped foul towards the Missouri dugout. Tigers looking for the sweep, looking for the bragging rights over their neighbors to the west. As Arjav Goswami will enter the ballgame for Missouri. Looking to navigate around some traffic here. 0-1 to Davis is called for strike 2. Just catching the bottom of the zone to the cleanup man. Up high, and Davis will get one back. So the 1-2 on the way from Goswami is popped up, out of play. Hey now. Loud one right there. So it pops up and out of play just to the bleachers in front of me here in the booth. And Davis will go again. Some new life here in a 1-2 count. That stays low for ball 2. Davis trying to work his way back into this one. Two. Outside, count goes full, 3-2. Room for Davis on the base paths. His third is still open. But Goswami is going to look for the punch out to start working on getting his way out of this troublesome sixth. Outside ball 4, and that'll walk him loaded. Bases loaded, nobody down for Jacob Bittner. And now he'll have a chance to bring a run home against the lefty Goswami. First pitch on the way. Swings of the first offering, sent out towards center field. It'll be caught, but plenty deep. And a run scores. Shayton Wright jogging on home. Kansas gets one back at 7-5. A sacrifice fly from Jacob Bittner, and the Jayhawks will take that any day of the week, and maybe even twice on Sundays. So Aiden Day will step in now. A runner sitting on second, and another at first. Day representing the go-ahead run for Kansas here in the bottom of the sixth, a 9-inning game. Squares around a bunt, but it'll go foul. After the 2 7-inning matchups yesterday, we'll go the distance in this one, unless the rain picks back up and they opt to call it early. But I don't see that happening as of now. So still 3 innings to play after this. Goswami comes set. The 0-1 is hacked foul into the dirt. And now Day is going to have to battle back, falling behind 0-2 in the count. Goswami looking to pick up a second out here. As he goes fishing for one and sits it down into right field. McDonald is going to dig for home. No throw. And an RBI single from Aiden Day brings this game back within 1. Day just poked at one in the other batter's box and went Oppo Taco with it, sat it down in shallow right field. And Keelan Tunnel now will step in with an opportunity to even this ball game. It was good heads-up base running from Ben McDonald as he scored from second. First pitch to Tunnel. Called strike 1. The Kansas offense across these last couple games has really hummed to life after a slow start to the year. Tunnel fouls that back, and he's behind 0-2. Budin sitting on deck. He'll likely have an opportunity to take some cuts here in the 6th. As he pulls off those leg guards. As Tunnel fouls that one into the screen, and we'll try again at 0-2. Up high, and he'll get one back. Tunnel looking to continue moving the line along, getting aboard by any means necessary. That's down low, ball 2. Even at 2, only 1 out, or we would have had a deuces wild call from Mason. 2-2 pitch. Outside, count goes full. So Tunnel, after falling behind 0-2, working his way right back into this one. Third base open, a place to put Tunnel should they walk him. Swung through, strike 3. And there's 2 down here in the 6th. So lefty-lefty matchup here on tap. Boudin trying to tie this game. That runner sits on second. Boudin first pitch swinging is going to pop up and out of play into that Mizzou bullpen. Almost forgot the word for a second. My apologies. So Boudin falling behind 0-1 in the count. Goswami looking to preserve this Missouri lead. He's allowed Kansas back into it a little bit, but still a one-run advantage for the Tigers. One. Range is inside for ball number 2. Sveet on deck, Pollock in the hole for Kansas. Those are two guys that have both had some timely hits this weekend. Boudin hacks at it out toward left field. Yeah. Excellent grab. And the lead is preserved. We go to the 7th, Missouri clinging to a 7-6 lead. To the top half of the 7th we go, and it's Jake Walker stepping in to lead things off for Missouri, who lead by 1 now. The Tigers threw a haymaker with a 5-run 6th. Kansas answered in kind by working their way back into this one. First pitch swinging, grounded over toward third, 1 pitch, 1 out. Kansas at least attempted to answer in kind by plating 2 to make it a 1-run ball game. But Missouri now with a chance to push themselves back ahead once more. Tunnel back out for a 2nd inning of pitching. And he gets that one called strike 1. Just catching the corner to start things off. That's called strike 2. Tunnel trying to make quick work of this second batter he sees. Hit over toward right. He'll let it bounce once. Corrals it, flips on to first, and there's 2 down. Tunnel kicks and fires. First pitch grounded right back to him. Quick work in the 7th inning from Keelan Tunnel. Only 5 pitches to pick up all 3 outs, and we go to the bottom of the frame. Kansas looking to even this one up. Back to it here in the bottom of the 7th with Kansas trying to even this game. It's Levi's feet opening things up in a lefty-lefty matchup here. Swings through that one for strike number 1, and the count goes even. Feet trying to get aboard to open things up. He'll hack at that one. Corralled over at first. And the throw's in time. There's one away. So we go back to the top of the order with Jackson Pollock, another lefty-lefty matchup on tap. And Goswami, a good effort to hustle on over to first and out jogs feet. First pitch to Pollock on the way. Leaves it up high for ball 1. As that's going to buzz the tower a little, ball 2. Two-0 on the way, called strike 1. Two one left outside, and it's 3-1. Pollock flaring left field over his head. It'll sit down for a base hit. A 1-out knock for Jackson Pollock, and he'll hold up at second. So Kansas in business thanks to the bat of Jackson Pollock. And now Shayton Wright will have an opportunity to tie this game up here in the bottom of the 7th. As I just got the notification that I got nominated for that USC Mind Challenge, Ice Bucket Challenge thing, so now I got to do that today. Add that to my laundry list of things to do. It's already awfully cold. I don't think getting ice water dumped on me is going to make it any better. As the catcher takes a walk out to chat with Goswami, now he'll head back behind the plate. right with an opportunity to even this game at 7. Leaves it inside ball 1. He's got a hit today. Looking to add to that tally. Swings at the 1-0, pushes it. Great play over at second.
Nice.
Some excellent fielding from the Missouri defense once again. And there's 2 down. So Ben McDonald will step in with 2 away and look to even this game. A runner sitting 90 feet away now. Called strike 1. Check swing, hacked at it, called strike 2. Goswami looking to slam the door on this 7th inning. McDonald pokes it foul and stays alive. 0-2 pitch on the way here. Outside, great play by the catcher to prevent that one from skipping to the backstop. It would have been green light on for Pollock from third had it done so. So we go to it again with the 1-2. Swung through, strike 3.
Nice.
Missouri escapes, and we go to the 8th. Still 7-6. Back at it for Keelan Tunnel here in the top of the 8th. Trying to keep Kansas within striking distance. Missouri trying to add on some insurance runs after Goswami aided in stranding Jackson Pollock at third to end the 8th. Or to end the 7th, my apologies. Taking ball 1 to Trevor Milka to start things off. Just past the 2-hour mark at 2 hours and 11 minutes, so maybe not just past, but we are past the 2-hour mark, because that's outside for ball number 2. Tunnel missing outside once again. He's got to find a way to work that back into the zone. The race now is kind of on because I just went and took a look at the weather once again. That's taken outside for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk. Took a look at the weather again, and it is building on the horizon. A lot of rain on its way here. So I will keep monitoring that as we enter the home stretch. Wooden will not throw down as he takes for ball 1. crucial for Tunnel here in the 8th to keep Kansas in this one. Runner goes on the ball in the dirt for ball 2. And after an efficient first inning, or an efficient first full inning of work from Tunnel in the 7th, starting to fall behind here a little bit. As that's going to skip to the backstop. No throw, and Missouri adds another. It's 8-6. So a 3-0 to Warner now. We'll see if Tunnel can get one back. Called strike 1. And it'll be a hitter's count now to Warner. Grounded foul, and the count goes full 3-2. Got him swinging, strike 3. Throw on down to first, and he just forfeits. 1 down here in the 8th. Trying to keep my hands warm right now. It's chilly up here. Tunnel back to work with 1 away. Called inside for ball 1. The bottom of the order is Goswami here for Missouri. As he leaves that, and it's 2-0. Tunnel falling behind, needing to work his way back into this at-bat. As that's called in the outside corner for strike 1. Called outside, strike 2. Living on the outside corner here is Keelan Tunnel. Flared out towards short. Nearly a great play from Levi's feet, but it just misses his glove. And a 2-strike base hit for the bottom of the Missouri order will bring Mason back to the plate. Mason with an opportunity to continue moving runners along. Green light on as expected, as it's called for strike 1. And you have to assume that once again Goswami will be on the move. Indeed he will, as that's shot toward right field. It'll sit down, and another run is going to score fairly easily. Mason's going to dig around for second. Throw in time to get him. An excellent throw from right field to nab Mason, but another run scores. And it's 9-6 here with 2 down in the 8th. First pitch swinging, hit over towards short. Backhand throw on the run. Not in time. Once again, as we've said, you assume green light likely on in terms of heading for second. Tunnel not even gonna... Now he will pick back. Interesting choice. goes home with it, no throw down, nobody even covering second. And he'll nab the bag fairly easily. So the 1-0 pitch on the way. Runs inside as he'll swipe third, and it's 2-0. So we'll see if Lynch can bring the runner around from third. In the dirt, ball 3, and it's 3-0. In the dirt, ball 4, and he'll take a walk. It'll be runners on the corners with 2 down. So Jake Walker stepping back in. He's been aggressive early in the count for much of this outing. We'll see if that trend continues. Back pick once again is not in time. Runner goes on the pitch outside. So 2 ducks on the pond for Jake Walker here. An opportunity to almost put the nail in the coffin here in the top of the 8th. Obviously still 6 outs for Kansas to work with, as that's called, for strike 1. But the offense will need to make haste in getting back into this one. 1-1 on the way, skips in the dirt. And the Mizzou dugout was trying to get the runner from third to go home on that one. So a 2-1 now on the way from tunnel. Called on the corner, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. Skips in the dirt, ball 3, and the count goes full. Full count offering. Sent back up the middle. 1 run will score. Sliding stop. Shayton Wright, Sports Center top 10. A Webb gem from the club baseball president at second. Run does not score, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. Kansas still with a puncher's chance at this one. So Kyle Davis will step in to lead things off in the 8th. Looking to help Kansas chip back into this 3-run lead. The Jayhawks are going to have 6 outs to play with. First pitch on the way from Goswami is popped up out of play. On a day that Kansas was in command for much of the early stage of, Missouri, starting about the 5th inning, chipped into the 4-1 lead. Kansas has been able to respond, but never retake the lead since falling behind 7-4. With 7-6, they stranded a man at 3rd in the bottom of the 7th. Then Mizzou added 2 more in the top of the 8th to get us where we are now. 0-2 on the way to Davis. Hammered left side, sneaks through, base hit. Kyle Davis, a leadoff single, and Kansas is in business here in the 8th. Jacob Bittner will step in now. And it's going to be a pinch runner for Kansas. Max Rosencrans will head out to first base. And he'll likely take over in that first base position. We saw him play out there yesterday. So Jacob Bittner now with Rosencrans sitting on first, an opportunity to move him along. Leaves that in the dirt, gets through the 5-hole. Nutmeg to the catcher, and Rosencrans will jog on down to second. One-oh pitch on the way. Swung on and popped up on the infield. On the edge of the outfield grass, now back into the infield, and it's caught. There's one down. So Aiden Day now will step in. Day to the plate with Tunnel on deck. Goswami comes set, now fires. Clubbed but foul. Rosencrans sitting on second, looking to get on his horse and get a move on. Day hacks at it, but it goes foul again. Just noticed my computer's running a little low on battery. Luckily, I've got a plug-in up here in the booth, and I've got my charger with me. So Day behind the count 0-2, looking to stave off becoming the second out, at least for a little while longer. As he'll foul that one back. Spot on right there from Aiden Day, fouling it off. Oh-2 on the way again. Got him swinging. And there's 2 down here in the 8th for Keelan Tunnel. Two down, bottom 8. Goswami looking to strand a runner in scoring position for the 2nd inning in a row. First pitch chopped back up the middle. Flip on to first in time, and we go to the 9th. Final ups for both teams on the way. So into the final inning of work we go. It's going to be Levi's feet on the hill for Kansas. And he'll look to, like we've said, keep the Jayhawks within a puncher's chance, trailing by 3. Likely looking for a quick one here from Sweet. First pitch poked foul. We are underway in the 9th and final inning of this series. Kansas looking to rally here on Easter Sunday. 0-1 on the way. Is again poked foul, and Sweet's a pitch away from his first out of the frame. Grounded left side, tough play, skips off of Day, and he's going to eat it. And there's a man aboard to start things off here in the 9th. Back pick. In time to get him. Heads up play from Levi's feet to pick up the first out. And there's one down here in the 9th. Called strike 1 to start off the at-bat. Oh, 1 called strike 2. And Sweet looking for a punch out now. Oh, 2 on the way. Outside and off the glove of Budin for ball 1. Kansas just looking for an opportunity to fight their way back into this one. 1-2. Is golfed out into center field. Pollock goes back and makes the play. No trouble for Jackson Pollock out there in center field, and there's 2 away here in the 9th for Trevor Milka. The Mizzou dugout calling him Freaky T. Wish I had a cool nickname like that. First pitch to him, checked, and called for strike 1. Golfed back up towards short, on to first, and it's a shutout inning for Levi's feet. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Kansas needing 3 to prolong this one, 4 to win it. Final ups for Kansas here. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters. Sean Buden leading us off as Benji Kotzen has entered the ball game for Missouri, looking to pick up the 9th inning save. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup, as this is a rather lefty-heavy bottom of the Kansas lineup. First pitch is called, strike one to Sean Buden. Kansas has scored 4 runs in an inning already today in the second. Buden swings at the 0-1. Tough play over at short. He slides into it. And a good pick at first. There's one down. Hal Levi's feet with an opportunity to get something started. Feet trying to spearhead a rally here for Kansas. First pitch from Kotzen. Called, strike one. Oh, 1 left outside, and the count goes even 1-1. Called, strike two. And Sweet will have to defend here. Trying to work his way back into a 1-2 count. Poked foul. And that's a way to do it. Way to defend yourself. We go again with the 1-2. Outside 2-2. Swung through, strike 3, and there's 2 down. And Jackson Pollock, the last hope for Kansas here on a Sunday afternoon. Kansas will play next weekend against Nebraska right back here in Topeka as the first pitch is taken low for ball 1. Your typical Saturday doubleheader, Sunday one-off game. It'll be Mason and Daniel Schmidt on the call for Saturday, as that is chopped over to second. Flip to first, and the sweep is capped off. Missouri rallies late and takes the victory. 9-6, the final score in this one. So as we were saying, Kansas will play next weekend, Saturday. It'll be Mason Kuntz and Daniel Schmidt on the call for the doubleheader between Kansas and Nebraska, and then myself and Tyler Bermundo on Sunday. For everybody here in Topeka, I'm Trevor Butler.